Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. Melissa and I were talking before the show, and it's almost as if we need to have a pre-show to get this party started. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here, Melissa. How are you today?
I'm awesome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, positively. Welcome back. And if you're listening in and you're just watching this for the first time, thank you so much for being here. If you're watching this in the future or listening to this on a podcast, please like, comment, and share. If there's somebody that needs to hear this information or needs to be connected with Melissa, let's make it happen. So, Melissa, catch us up. You've been here before. For those that may know you, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. For those that may not know you and know what your focus is, kind of give us a snapshot of what you're up to and what kind of shenanigans you're causing today.
Lots of shenanigans are happening. So I've done a lot of things, but for the last 6 years, I've been an entrepreneur in the hemp industry. My partner and I founded the Hemp Lifestyle Network, and we partnered with a company, Kannaway, which is the premium cannabis company, the company that actually changed everything in America, the first people to bring hemp legally to America and change laws and help a lot of people in other countries too that really needed it. So it was a time in my life when I had spent a career of over 25 years in corporate America with L'Oreal, and it was time for a change. I took the dive and took the step and became an entrepreneur because I think it drove me. I had a real profound personal experience with hemp and CBD and cannabinoids myself, and I couldn't stop talking about it. And it kind of took on a life of its own, basically. Yeah. So we gave it a structure, called it a business, and 6 years later, here we are doing amazing things. So it's exciting.
Well, and before we were talking on the show, and thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
And I want to make sure that people understand that part of the transition and transformation that you went through, from corporate America and being the exec flying around the world and doing things like that, to resetting and kind of changing your lifestyle and going through the stress and everything else to something that you can manage. And it takes a lot of mindset, takes a lot of transformation. And so I want to talk about that and dive in a little deeper, because I think that's really important for people, especially right now, because we have the gig economy, we have the freelancers, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, a lot of people in transformation.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that when I exited corporate for the last time, it was like, okay, what am I going to do now? And once I got my wheels, my training wheels on and continued to do the entrepreneurial thing, it's like I've never looked back. So
absolutely.
Let's dive into that a little bit. And so what was the seed of change that took place in your world that caused you to see a different outcome and imagine a different outcome?
It's crazy because I was talking about recovery and rejuvenation on a talk yesterday I was doing on Clubhouse, and it came up that sometimes you have this catalyst in life. Sometimes it's a physical thing that happens to you. Sometimes it's a job loss or just anything. For me, I was kind of shaken by a lot of things. One was breaking 10 bones above my waist in a car accident. That was a long time ago, but it led to a chain of events in my health and my becoming a mother and all these things. So 6 years ago, I finally lost my job for the last time. I kept, getting laid off, and brands would close at L'Oreal and I'd get a new gig with them. And I just kept rolling. It was amazing. I loved my time that I spent with L'Oreal. But after that last time in 2015, something just told me, okay, we've been trying to tell you this for many, many years, but it's time now to be your own boss. You have earned this right. You need this flexibility. You need this freedom. Like, I started listening to, those voices, my conscience, my higher power saying, let's do this. It took a long time, though. It was definitely a mental process. I was so used to being part of an organization that kind of gave me structure. And now I had to create my own structure and my own disciplines and my own habits, because in the beginning it's a little chaotic and you don't really know. You wake up in the morning and you think, I know my why. I know I want to help people. I know I want to give back. I know I'm here for a purpose, but how do I do this? You know, how do I remind myself that I'm not going to work and punching a clock, or I'm not emailing somebody. I just wake up and I do my thing. So there's a process for sure. I agree.
Well, and there are a lot of times where we feel like you start with the end in mind and you have to work backwards. And the road is not always as smooth as you would anticipate. And there are times where, like, I'm going through this process right now of, I know I've been consistent. You know, we're almost 450 episodes of the Pirate Broadcast. And I've developed the Pirate Syndicate to, you know, build strategy and help business owners understand and appreciate how content can actually help them. And then I'm launching a mastermind to, you know, my dub videos. My favorite tool is dub, and how you can actually engage with people online and actually attract them with video. You know, it's my whole thing is video and
Yes.
having that engagement. And there are so many times where you're thinking, okay, I'm hustling, I'm grinding, I'm doing all of these things, and you're not seeing the exact results you had imagined. So you have to sit back and say, well, what is the data telling me? What is the universe telling me? And what do I need to change? And what do I need to tweak and adjust that is going to move the needle and make a difference? And so how do you think through that process yourself, and how have you done that in the past? Give me some clues here. Throw me a life preserver.
It's not easy. I mean, the journey's bumpy. It's like, if it's not hard, it's not worth it. People say that, but you learn through every stumble, right? It's through every time you fall down and you get back up, you learn something. And the older we get, we realize this. And when we were a lot younger, we're probably thinking, you know, just hustle. I'm into the anti-hustle culture. There's nothing wrong with grinding to meet a deadline or getting something done. But this whole hustle culture is counterproductive for us. It's not good for our mental health. It's not good for our relationships and for our goals. So I think we just need to breathe for a second. You know, over the last year, I've been working on my inner game. You know, the pandemic was another catalyst, right? For so many people, it's like freeze or go, try something new, or just stay stuck. And you may not have been able to determine that in any case, but I just started working on my inner game and my mindset and listening to neuro tools and aligning myself with people that had a growth mindset like me. You know, I had to just really think about that, because then when you kind of fall, you have a network, you have people surrounding you that get it, because they've all failed or had problems, or maybe they didn't get there as quickly as they wanted. I mean, story of my life, you know, huge success and then bam, huge success and then bam. So some of the mindset training taught me to reflect back on a really amazing experience that you felt like on top of your game, that you felt like you were the best. And I had to reflect back to a time that I was on TV. I was actually on HSN doing some selling of some L'Oreal products. And I remember getting off camera in my green room thinking, I did it. Like, I can't believe it. I don't know what I said, but the sales were going up and I could see it's live, you know, so you're on this huge adrenaline rush, and then you get a moment. So I tap into that exhilaration when I need to. I just try to relive it in my mind and think, I did that once, I can do that again. I'm still that person. I'm that woman that achieved that, and she didn't go anywhere. She's actually better now than she was before. And I think that's part of what drives me, in addition to my, you know, my emotional barriers to exit and those types of things that keep you going too.
Yeah, a lot of times we have this mental image of what we are, who we are, and how we move forward, and it's just a story we're telling ourselves. And the reason I bring this up is because you can tell yourself any story you want. The successes that you've had, the challenges that you've lived through, and all of these bumps in the road always lead to more experience and more exposure to alternatives that we know may or may not work. And so I just
Totally.
want to remind everyone how important it is to understand that you have a gift, you have a message, you have the ability and opportunity to actually succeed in whatever that happens to be for you, whatever the end result looks like for you. And just, not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day is going to be smooth. However, every day is going to be productive, and just be consistent and show up every day. And the results will actually turn out. It may not turn out exactly how you imagined them in the beginning. However, the journey will teach you what you need to know to get
So
to your
true.
results. Yeah.
So true. Wise words.
So on this journey, the last 6 years, a lot of changes, a lot of rules, regulations, all of the changes that have taken place, and I know that it's probably impacted you in a positive way. And so, what are the biggest challenges that you face right now in your world, day to day activities that are taking place?
The biggest challenges, I mean, there's probably so many to identify one. I mean, I think it comes down to not even the industry anymore, because now 6 years ago it was kind of still taboo, hemp and CBD and all of that, and that's kind of gone. Now it's about the competition. There's so many things out there, so many things that are not regulated or not being honest about what they are, not coming from reputable sources. And I can't imagine being a consumer. So I try to think about that. Like, how can I navigate for people trusted products that are safe for their families, and try to educate people or help them educate themselves? I can't spend a whole lot of time educating them, because you could
Right.
go down this rabbit hole of millions of brands. But so it's about proving who we are. We know we're the premier cannabis company. We know we have the best products. So I've actually shifted to talking not about the products. They speak for themselves. They're amazing. I speak more about our business and our opportunity. And because it's such an entrepreneurial revolution, like you mentioned earlier,
Right.
The challenge is now letting people know that this even exists. That if you are thinking about doing some kind of purposeful pivot, now that things are opening up and you're feeling good and you're feeling like you want to do something, did you know that you can work from home and participate in the cannabis industry? Did you know that you don't have to put in millions of dollars and you can just start making a difference, So our vision of having hemp in every home is a daily thing. One person, 6 people, 10 people every single day, sharing the vision, sharing the purpose, and seeing if it aligns with them. And if we see eye to eye, then great, come on, I'll help you. So I think that's the thing, is just finding the right people, making it clear what it is. So I've had to hone that a lot, especially over the last year. 2.5 years ago, I think I shifted the way that I was working, because I physically relocated myself and started on a kind of a new path, building a business on the East Coast versus the West Coast, and thinking internationally more than ever. But now in the last year, of course, we've been pushed to do even more, go more digital, which is exciting for you. I mean, we met during this time. I think we met right before this time. So that's exciting. So you have to look at the good things for the shifts, but then kind of evaluate all the time. Am I effective? Is this working? And if it's not, well, why not tweak it? I think our brain is just always saying, the fear center is trying to get triggered and saying, wait, that's not safe. Wait, don't do that, because it's normal. And you have to tell your brain, I'm okay. That was then. This is now. We're not doing that anymore. Like, let's go. It's exciting.
Well, like they say, progress always happens outside the comfort zone, right?
Oh, yeah. And you got to make it bigger. I mean, I'm trying to make my comfort zone bigger to encompass these new things, instead of living outside of it in fear all of the time. And it just little by little starts expanding. For example, last night I went to do my first live meeting here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And I was sitting there and waited an hour. Nobody came. But you know what happened during that hour? I actually was doing some work and reaching out and connecting to people. I connected with all these new people. I got an opportunity to speak at a hemp expo. All these things were happening while I was just sitting there. I made it my office and I made lemonade out of lemons. It was hilarious, but I was even mad about that last year.
And that's the attitude we have to take going forward. A lot of us, even if we're employees, we have to take the idea and the attitude of, let's make progress, daily progress. Let's learn something new. Let's reach out and make connections and contact and collaborate with other people. You know, this is a collaboration. The Pirate Nation and the pirate community is all about making connections. And I connect people all the time and make introductions. And it's amazing to see what can develop as a result of that.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to some of the individuals that have shown up here today. Nick Gimmel out from Canada. Thank you so much. We got my producer in the house, Tracy. Thank you so much. You know Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
we got Elise from South Africa. Thank you so much for being here. We got Howard in from Arizona. Howard, you're on my mind. I need to call you and catch up on see how your weekend went. Ann is in the house. Thank you so much, Ann, for being here. Appreciate that.
Hi, Ann.
Nina Perez from Windjack Studios. Thank you so much. Love that you're here. And she says, I have been thinking about this. How funny this is. This is the conversation. Absolutely.
Yep.
Wendy says, top of the morning, Pirates. Welcome, Melissa. Thank you so much. Russ, you have the best guests.
Aww.
Well, you need to be on the show, Nina. That's
right.
About that.
Wow.
So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. You know, like, comment, and share, because you know, obviously, this is how the algorithm works. Feed the algorithm. The reality is that we're all able to have an opportunity to be an entrepreneur, or at least have something that we have outside of our normal day-to-day activities that can actually supplement, even if it's a hobby, you know, something that can change and impact our mindset. And I think it's important that we think about that and an outlet. So how do you relax? How do you go about relaxing at this point?
It's not easy. I do a lot of breathing exercises. I do box breathing. I do different types of measured breathing when I find myself getting a little chaotic or a little cray-cray. I love box breathing, which for those of you that don't know about it, you breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, wait 4 counts. And you make like a box with your breathing. And it really makes you, it's like forced meditation, even if you only do it 4 times, you know. It's worth it. It kind of resets you and tells your chaotic brain to just stop the craziness and let's get refocused. I also been using this amazing program. I don't know if you know Deb Erickson, but she has this amazing NeuroTool program on the ICANN Institute. And it's all this stuff. She has all of these recordings that keep you going, bells, mindfulness bells, but also ocean waves with her voice telling you that you can do whatever you want to do. Very empowering, particularly for women entrepreneurs. That's her focus, but everyone could benefit from it. So she taught me a lot of techniques, even literally holding a stop sign up in front of your face. That it's like a little tiny stop sign. And when you start doubting yourself and thinking what people think about you, and when you start, you know, going there in those negative thoughts, you put that stop sign up in front of your face. Stop it. Stop. It's a physical thing.
I like that. Because, you know, everything that we tell ourselves is just a story, right?
Yeah.
It's just a story.
Stop the insanity, right?
Yeah. Have you looked at Wim Hof ever?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Wim Hof is a gentleman. He's called the Iceman. And he's really, his whole philosophy is around breathing and ice therapy. So he's done some incredibly amazing things. You should look him up.
I will. How do you spell that?
I think it's WIMHOLF.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I'll look it up.
I'll if I'll track it down and send it your way too. But breathing is important. And
Yeah.
I know that it's very calm. I use an app called Calm. Have you used
Oh,
that before?
awesome. I've heard of it. I've heard of that. I think
Yeah.
anything like that that's right there when you need it, daytime
Yeah.
or nighttime, awesome.
And I have to block time out for that because I seldom think about meditation or getting centered or, so just you have to make sure
It's
that you're taking
true.
time out for that.
And I think we judge ourselves, like maybe we say, I need to meditate, but I don't know how. And then you're sitting there trying to be quiet for 10 minutes in your brain. You can't judge it. You just have to let it
Yeah,
happen,
just let
right?
it go. Let it go.
The
Let it
thoughts
go.
will come. I just did a cryotherapy float. Have you ever had the float experience where
Well, I floated, but not with cryo. So I
it's
floated
separate.
with the zero, what is it called? With the,
The flotation
no,
tank.
yeah, the tank. Yeah. In fact, I
It's
have 3. I got the gift of that for Father's Day. So
amazing, right? You've done
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Done it
so
a few
I
times.
just did it. I actually got that for Mother's Day. That was my
Awesome.
gift. It's the gift. It's the perfect gift this year because if you don't think you can meditate or pray or whatever you're trying to do, go to a float tank because
Yeah.
you are completely in the dark, or you could have some mood lighting or some light music, but you can completely check out. The water is the same temperature as your body, and
Yeah.
you don't really feel the difference, and you get into this zone and the
Yeah.
things you think about. A friend of mine owns a float center in another city, and she has this book when you come out on this coffee table, and it's all the stuff that people have done after they floated. Written music, written books, created art, whatever it is, because
Yeah.
of the place their mind went to. Amazing. So that's
Well,
a good
yeah,
thing.
it's a good release to just kind of reset is the way I look at it. It's
Worth
like
it.
when I have all the hectic thoughts in my head and all the, you know, you can't slow down because you're thinking 20 things at once, and you're just like, okay, I need to go reset.
Monkey mind. I call it the monkey mind.
Yeah, monkey mind, exactly.
Yeah.
So Wendy says she's joining us. Hi, Pirate Notion is a huge opportunity for us to see each other as brave and bold. Absolutely, positively. She also goes on to say, Admiral, you asked Melissa the hemp lifestyle, how she relaxes. Duh.
And I
Well, we were having a conversation before the show, so I wanted to expand on that a little bit.
that's
Hi,
funny.
all.
Yes.
Martin says, Ann Hood. Yep, the Iceman. Yes, high dives. Tapping is my thing daily, morning, and sometimes evening.
Yes.
Absolutely. Michael Baker, how you doing, my friend? Good morning. Jenny Gold is here. Hi, Pirate Nation. You should check out the Float Center. They have a few in Denver. Absolutely.
Yes.
B. Lee Jones is here. Good day. Thank you so much for being here. I want to, before we wrap up, I know that there's so many things we could talk about, and I wanted to go into this mindset because I can really relate to you as a result of being in corporate, having lots of responsibilities, and doing lots of different things, and then changing it. And you have to slow down and also refocus all of your time and attention on something new. So I know for myself, I love to create, so I went that direction. I went into the creative direction. I'm also someone that likes to build communities because I'm curious. So
Yeah.
that was natural for me. But your personal experience led you down to this journey with hemp and CBD. But is there the entrepreneurial piece? How have you been able to fit that into your lifestyle, and how have you changed your lifestyle as a result of being an entrepreneur versus an employee in a corporation?
It was drastic. I'm hugely drastic because I was kind of working on someone else's time before, and I was able to create more flexibility. Like I almost felt guilty sometimes taking my son out to ride his bike in the middle of the day. It's 2:00 when everybody's working and sitting at a desk. So I had to, of course, my mentality had to give myself some grace and say, look, if you need to work late at night or early in the morning and have your day, it's my choice. Yeah. So I had to be thinking about that all the time and just thinking about how am I going to deal with this. So I've managed to create my days and my routine now that I'm an entrepreneur in a different way. And the hemp does help. Speaking of that comment that we just heard, talk about dialing in my focus. People have no idea. Like they think that it's only for people that have serious issues. It's if you want your mental focus to be targeted, if you want to be able to relax in a non-psychoactive way, you can do that because there's a lot of different things now. Actually, we just started using CBG, and we just launched a product for that. CBG is another cannabinoid. There's over 140 of them in this amazing plant, and we're just discovering them. It's the tip of the iceberg, Oh, wow. So this is still in its infancy, but that one is for mood. And it helps you to kind of dial in that craziness and to keep a positive attitude because it's working with your brain, all of these cannabinoids trigger all of these things in our entire body. So that helps too. It's the mindset, the new structure. It's thinking differently and giving yourself excuses sometimes. Not every day, to your point, is going to be perfect. But if you set a few tasks and accomplishments, and at the end of the day, write them down. What did I accomplish today? Because I think you're going to find more things than you think because you're judging yourself.
Yeah. Well, and the reason I want to bring it up is because I've been thinking a lot about reducing the complexity in my life and reducing and removing as much as possible so I can appreciate what I need to focus on.
I love that. I love that. And I think
really I did important.
That. Yeah.
So I really, because I mean, when we're first starting on the journey of being an entrepreneur, we have all these things we want to gravitate. We want to try things, it's like going to a kid in a candy store. And then you get to the point where it's like overwhelming. And the next thing you know, it's, well, I have to make a choice now. I have to decide what I want to do. So it's interesting conversation to have, and I love having it.
I love it. I think simplicity. You're so right. Yes, we have all these ideas, but we've got to pick a couple, and focus on that. I think when we kind of as a family even humbled ourselves and took our lives down 10 notches from a big, huge, expensive life in California to a more humble, more manageable, peaceful life in North Carolina, that triggered something that affected my business as well. And I'm glad I did it. I still can get into I want to do all these things because I'm a consultant as well. I do other things. And it's so true. You have to decide. You have to make choices. It's up to you. No one's going to tell you. It's you.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah. Jenny Gold, CBN for sleep.
Yes. I love that. I love it.
And she says CBG is awesome. Thank you so much. Nina says, exactly, Russ. Really love this topic. Thank you so much, Nina. I really appreciate you. Marsha, Pirate Nation, good morning. Things are going great in the land of germs. She's another entrepreneur here that's doing some great work in the world of copper and antimicrobial copper.
Oh, yes. Love that.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you coming back and sharing some topics with us, Melissa. And
you're so welcome. Anytime.
How do you like people to connect with you? Is there one way that you appreciate the connection?
Yeah, I know all my information is in the, in the bio for this.
It's all in the bio.
And everything, but it's my name without the hyphen, melissatempleagusta.com or cannawoman.com. That's Canna with a K. Cannawoman.com is where you can check out all the goodies, all the hemp goodies. And melissatempleagusta.com is my personal website with all the different things that I do. So I'd love to connect with you guys.
Thank you so much. And everyone, as you know, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all the comments and the guests. And this is such a critical topic that I know that there's mindset resetting, removing things from your life. All of these topics and subjects are absolutely critical to share with as many people as possible, because there's a lot of people struggling right now and just trying to decide, going through this process of deciding what to do next. And so I would love the opportunity, if we have an opportunity, and if you like this show and you want to learn more, connect with me. Let's talk about the Pirate Syndicate, because you know why? Kindness is cool. Smiles are free. So you enjoy the day, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.